Hello everyone and welcome back to Kentucky Garden Gal. This is Nancy and this is a early June tour. I apologize for not being on YouTube. We went to Disney for a week and let me tell you, it took me a week to recover, and then by that time my garden was 2 weeks behind on weeding and cutting and all those things you have to do to maintain a garden. So I'm just now beginning to get my garden back in shape. But look at how beautiful the hydrangeas are. For all of the new followers, I garden in a Zone 7 in South Central Kentucky, and I have been in this home gardening for 30 years. So we'll take just a quick look at the front porch. And I'm one of those YouTubers that show you the good, the bad, and the ugly because my garden never looks perfect, the whole thing at the same time. And if it does, then the inside of my house is absolutely a disaster. You can bet on that. But one of the projects I have left to do this year, and I have the paint, it's actually in the kitchen. I want to spray paint these angels that are on my front porch, and that's something that I have to do every couple of years, but it's just part of maintaining your garden. I've got to get this piece of this outdoor carpet replaced because it's been here for quite a while, and it's just really looking bad. But at the front I have the palms, and I love magnolias. We call our home Magnolia Manor, and you'll see the magnolia tree in the back in just a little bit. But this is our front porch, and this is where we really do spend a lot of time. We really enjoy being out here, and I just have really comfortable furniture. I think this came from Walmart many years ago. I've replaced the cushions, but we like to have candles burning on the front porch. And I wanted to show you, one of you sent me some starts from a plumeria. So it's really interesting because if you'll see, these are the tops that were cut off, and these are all doing extremely well. Look at this one right here. But it looks like the pieces that were just cut, I don't know how well that they'll do, but I just have this outside now, and I'll let it sit here, and then this fall I will pot up these plumerias. And I really appreciate the person that sent this. So we just sit out here. I really like to pick up cushions and rugs from Goodwill, different places like that, because if you're gonna have your rugs and your blankets and things like that outside, they're probably not going to last more than a season. You're lucky if you can get two. Look at the blooms on those hydrangeas. Is that not just absolutely gorgeous? I tell you, I love this plant. It doesn't stay white for very long, and it will turn sort of a pinkish color. Here is a rose that I bought from Walmart, and it was in a plastic bag. And I put it on my Facebook page, and a lot of people said that, well, you should never buy those. But they had just come in. They looked very fresh, and I'm telling you, this rose has just been gorgeous. So the main reason that I wanted to do this video at dusk is to show how important lighting is for your garden. And as we walk around the gazebo, you'll see that the daylilies are just about to bloom. I have got something just eating my roses absolutely alive. I have no idea what it is, but unfortunately I did not get them sprayed today, but I will hopefully get that done tomorrow. You see that the daylilies are just beginning. They'll be blooming soon. The gladiolas, they're fixing to bloom. And then there's the magnolia tree that I was telling you about. And I actually planted that. Look how big that is. That was the third one that I planted, but I was so determined to have a magnolia tree in my garden. So I just kept trying. So as we come around to the back, this is a little deck off of the kitchen. And my dad, who passed in November of 2022, he originally built this for me. This was before his health started to decline. So this has been here, I'm going to say somewhere between 12 and 15 years, and I'm telling you, time just gets away from me. It just totally gets away from me. But we have had one of our friends who's a contractor. He came in, he replaced the boards that were failing, and as you can see, it's all a different color. But tomorrow I am going to go to Lowe's, and there is a product, I got to know it as Wet and Forget, and you can buy that on Amazon. It's fairly expensive, but Walmart has their own brand, and what it is, it's for algae on surfaces. And there's places on my concrete that I will use it, definitely on this wood, so that it, you know, it's not so obvious, the old from the new. But this is a little area that we put together this year. We bought this fountain. It was on sale from Wayfair. Added the plants, and this little sitting area, it also was on sale. I think I got it from, maybe it was Amazon, it could have been Wayfair. My husband had these extra chairs. I just had to buy the cushions. And then for my table, this is simply 2x4s on cinder blocks, but it fits perfectly behind the sofa so that you can have whatever you want to have back there. You see bug spray. It seems like we always need a pair of scissors. And then we love this. This is one of the guides that you can get from Tractor Supply. I'm pretty sure they're under $10, but we put up bird feeders this year so we can identify the birds that come into our garden. And then this is the staghorn fern that I purchased a few weeks ago, and it was in potting soil, and I was pretty sure that wasn't right. So I have got it in an orchid mix, and it's well drained where it is. So hopefully I'm doing what, I'm taking care of it properly. And time will tell, because what had me so concerned, it seems like this is so mushy. It's just concerning. So if any of you have any information on staghorn ferns and how to care for them, and if I need to do anything different, please let me know in the comments. So there is a little walkway that goes from this right around to the back door that goes in to the kitchen. And I put another oak leaf hydrangea out here this year. There's lots of hostas. There is a David Austin rose. But here is what I wanted to show you. I planted this plant I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. It is Persian ivy. There may be another name for it. I know it is Persian ivy, and let me tell you, do not ever, ever, ever put this in your garden. If you do, put it in a container, because it takes over and then it just kills other plants. Like you can see, here is a beautiful hydrangea, and today I decided this is the year I am going to eradicate my garden of this. I am just tired of dealing with it. So I started today pulling it out by the roots, and you can just see it's kind of hopped over here and it's spread. So it's pretty much contained just to this area, but I definitely want to get it up by the roots. I'm throwing it in the trash. I'm bagging it, putting it in the trash, not even giving it to the chickens, because I just want it gone. These are dahlias. These are the Kevin Floodgate. They are the huge yellow dahlias. They are doing so well. And I actually had some come back from last year. And look at this rose. Isn't it just gorgeous? Gosh, these are so pretty. I know the David Austin roses are a little bit more expensive, but I'm telling you, they are worth every dime. I also wanted to give you an update on the Greenstock vertical growing towers. They're doing pretty good. It just seems like our weather has been so wonky here. So hopefully, you know, they will get to growing. I've had some things. I did have a squash, and then it actually sort of rotted. But as you can see, here's some baby squash starting to form, so we will see how that does. But I wanted to show you, I really like to use lights in the garden. I picked these up different places, and I have been getting these garden arches off of Amazon. They average about $22. They're super simple to put together. I probably have, I think I have at least 5 in my garden, but I just think that really adds to your garden. There's one there, there's one here, and I've got to put new batteries in those lanterns. Most of them take the AAA, and these just happen to take the AA, and I didn't have any. But this is the Brigmansia that I started from a clipping that I got from a lady over in Allen County. So I think she gave me 5 cuttings, and there's 2 back here that are doing really well, and then there's one up front. So I'm really excited about that, and hoping, I think these are yellow, so hoping that we'll have those. But I wanted to show you our deck off of our swimming pool. We have an above ground swimming pool. We've had it for 8 years, and it just got to the point where we were just using, you know, the A-frame ladder. We just couldn't do that anymore, and Cameron he hadn't swam the last couple of years because he had an accident on the ladder and it scared him. So we had somebody come in and make this little deck for us, and we are so excited to be able to get in and out of the pool easily. We really like to swim, and we like to do water aerobics. And I found Cam this little basketball game. He loves that, and we have a canopy that we can open and get a little bit of relief, but it's just enough room to get in and out of the pool, you know, nothing too major. And then over here, we had this little, I bought 2 of these little pergolas from Wayfair, and finally found somebody who could install this one. So this is just an area that we can go in and change if we need to, and sit and if we're gonna have food or whatever. But yeah, this is just back here by the pool area. So we're really happy. We haven't been in the pool yet, but I do think this week is going to be the week that we get to go to the pool. So we'll see. And there's two ways to get into my back garden. This comes off of the back door. The deck is over there. But there's another way. Now the algae that you see on this concrete, the algae stuff that I was telling you about from Walmart, it'll clean that right off. So you can come in this way. And of course we see the chicken coop right there. This is my little Harbor Freight greenhouse. This is a little garden area that I have, and I usually start flowers in here because flowers that I struggle with. This is just a great little garden. It's just 2 concrete bricks thick. And I apologize for the train. I will try to talk louder. And then I have my herbs over here. I have done this for years and years and years. I keep my herbs in these tubs. I get them from Walmart because they don't spread. Like they stay self-contained. And there's the chicken coop. And you really don't see this garden from the road, so it's probably, I think it's a little bit more redneck, but I just have a lot of stuff back here, and including a lot, you know, I've got the chickens there, of course, but this is potatoes. I'm growing potatoes this year, and they're doing really well. You see there's 3 pawpaw trees back there, and there's an apple tree. Up here are blueberries. Look at these blueberries. Are those not gorgeous? So there's our kitty cats in the catico. And then right here we have a fig shrub. It's a brown turkey fig. Get lots of figs off of it. And it's very friendly to the pollinators, for the birds and the pollinators. And it's just a fun little place to come back to. These are 2 more fruit trees here and here. So there's lots of fruit being grown back here. And then you can see what it looks like. That is, over that black fence would be the front. So you see the Rosa Sharon that are starting to bloom right there. But everything that you see back here, I know it's a lot, but I actually did put it in myself. So it's just an area that you can come back in, and it's really nice to just sit because there's so many birds and butterflies and dragonflies. It's just wonderful to be back here. Not very pretty, but I like it. So anyways, I wanted to share this with you all and update you on the garden. I hope that you're doing well with your garden, and we will see you in the next video.